Hi, my name is Hidary Bradley. I'm a research scientist here at SandboxAQ, and today I am here with Jack Hidary, CEO of Sandbox, to talk about the next wave of AI. Jack, thanks for joining me today.
Hidary, great to be here with you. It's an exciting moment.
It is an exciting moment. So I actually just want to jump in and kind of get started on this topic because you were recently at an Nvidia conference where Jensen, the CEO, talked about the next wave of physical AI. Now, Sandbox has anticipated this trend, and I just want to jump into this a little bit. Can you tell us what is physical AI and how does Sandbox fit into that?
Well, it's a fundamental question because in the last 2-3 years, the world has been used to using LLMs, large language models, really fun, a lot of exciting applications. They ingest all the World Wide Web, and you could ask it and prompt it for answers and essays and lots of great stuff, applications in customer service, in marketing. But when we really talk about the next wave of AI, and Jensen hit it on the head with physical AI when he was on stage at his keynote, what does that mean? That really talks about the physical world. It talks about new medicines, new treatments for cancer, for Alzheimer's, for diabetes. It also means that we can think about new materials to lightweight our vehicles, lightweight a car, so the same amount of gas takes it further. Lightweight our airplanes. It means that we can make materials stronger, lighter, and cheaper. And this has implications for 80% of the world's economy. Great applications of large language models, but when we talk about bringing AI into the real world, you're talking about 80% of the global GDP. And that's a very exciting next wave of AI that Jensen identified. And we at SandboxAQ have had as a vision from the very beginning as we bring all these new strands of AI together.
Now, Jack, in your answer, you mentioned large language models, which I know a lot of people know about these days.
Well, definitely, Hidary. Large language models have exploded. There's so many companies doing it. Google, of course, with Google Gemini, OpenAI, and along with Microsoft working on ChatGPTs, and then the reasoning models. And there's so many others, Anthropic, and also Mistral in France. And now, of course, the Chinese companies have a myriad of large language models as well, from DeepSeek to Alibaba's Qianwen. And also, don't forget, Baidu's ErnieBot. ErnieBot is here now. So really, there's a huge number of large language models. And really, they become commoditized because they're all using the same data, which is the data from the internet, the World Wide Web, the same basic model, the transformer model, initially conceived of and developed at Google and then put in a paper in 2017 and out there, as you well know. And now, of course, we see them proliferating everywhere. So an exciting moment for large language models. But yes, there's definitely, an AI beyond that.
Well, Sandbox in particular focuses on something different. LQMs, large quantitative models. Can you just talk a little bit about that? What are the differences between the two? And what does that mean for companies who are looking to use AI right now?
Yeah, no, great question. Quantitative models are really models that instead of focusing on being trained on huge corpuses of language, we really focus on first principles, physics and chemistry and pharmacology and engineering, the key drivers of the economy itself. When you want to think about a new molecule, a new treatment, again, we want to think about chemistry, biology, pharmacology. We want to think about a new battery chemistry that might help us for a satellite in space that might be part of the Starlink system. As an example, we want to think about battery chemistry and AI trained on that. We don't really want an AI trained, in that case, on social media. We want AI trained on the first principles of chemistry and physics. And that's where SandboxAQ is the global pace setter. Large quantitative models, LQMs. The data, completely different. We don't use the World Wide Web. We don't use anything from the internet. In most cases, we're generating the data. And that really helps us get beyond the data wall that is facing the large language models. Viewers here may have heard of the data wall, which is that the language models have been so voracious, so hungry, they've now sucked in really the entire web and beyond, everything they can find in magazine articles and newspapers. They've licensed content from everywhere. And so really hitting that data wall, not much more to train on. In the LQM world, we're just getting started. We can generate 100 million versions of a particular molecule that might be a great cancer drug for brain cancer, for pancreatic cancer. We can develop 200 million or a billion different combinations of a new material that might lightweight a vehicle. And so there's a lot to be done in terms of generating data in the LQM world.
Well, Jack, I want to shift the topic a little bit because Sandbox recently had some exciting news. We've had another big capital raise, 450 million from top investors. Can you tell us a little bit, what are the implications of this and what are you going to do with these new resources?
Well, Tadane, it's very exciting to have closed this round of $450 million, not just in terms of the quantum of capital, but also the quality of the investors. It's great to see our previous investors from our first round re-up into this new round. Always a great signal for a company. And then also wonderful to see new investors, the majority of the capital of this round coming from new investors to SandboxAQ. And that includes financial investors such as Alger Asset Management, a global investor based out of New York City, focused mainly on public equities, but also able to invest in a handful of private companies like SandboxAQ that are growing to global scale. Ray Dalio, well known as one of the top investors on our planet today, the founder and creator of Bridgewater, CEO and chief investment officer of that company for so many years, and now focused on the next wave. He's always ahead of the curve, Ray is, and so wonderful to have him as an investor and to seek his advice on key strategic issues. And then in addition to those financial investors, to have corporate strategics join in this round as well. And as two examples, we have Google and Nvidia who've joined in this round, and great to have them in the round and working closely with them as well. So really very excited about this round and what it means for the future of SandboxAQ.
Jack, this is really exciting. So now I'm curious, where are you going to use these resources?
Today, we're going to focus on two main areas of use of proceeds for this round. The first is on product development, and the second is on go-to-market. Let's first talk about product development. That's core to who we are at SandboxAQ. We're a software company developing enterprise software, solving businesses' most complex, most important problems out there. And to do that, we need to write more code. And to make that happen, of course, we're using AI, but also it needs some humans as well. We have a wonderful set of PhDs and coders at the company. We have over 80 PhDs in the company, more than 90 engineers at the company, and it's wonderful to have this very technical staff to really drive the product ahead. We need to add to those, and we're already in motion now, attracting additional brilliant talent, people like yourself, Tadane, to the company. And we also are going to really focus on the needs of the customers. Over the past number of years, we've heard from the customers more of the modules that they need in both the industries we've been in, biopharma, materials, chemicals, but now also looking to some expanded fields as well. So that's the first area of use of proceeds, is really expanding the product line, investing in engineering, investing in more coding, making sure we continue to push the envelope. Second is go-to-market. It's wonderful to have all these products, but we have to make sure we can get it in the hands of the customers. We have to make sure that biopharma companies know about us, and chemical companies, and energy companies, and vehicle companies, be it automakers or those makers of airplanes. And so it's great to be able to have an initial set of customers that we have today, folks like Sanofi and many others, but it's now time to scale the go-to-market, and that's the second use of proceeds of this wonderful round.
Jack, this is great because there's also some other movement going on. The company has recently announced collaborations with both Nvidia and Google. So tell us a little bit about what that means both for SandboxAQ and for its customers.
It is very exciting to collaborate with both these companies, Nvidia and Google. Essentially, we've been able to fashion a supercomputer in the cloud, and that accelerates by 4x the work that we do at SandboxAQ. The modules that we're creating that drive drug discovery, that drive material science, that drive new kinds of batteries for energy storage. All this is enabled now by this supercomputing class type of compute. And the future of compute is very, very exciting. We're going to see the melding of different streams of compute. People often ask about quantum computers, and those definitely are coming. We've been able to have breakthrough after breakthrough today, as you know, on GPUs and TPUs. And of course, when QPUs come about, quantum processing units, that's going to be exciting as well. And those will be melded on the cloud with the GPUs and the TPUs. So the future of compute, the mesh compute, is really, really exciting. SandboxAQ, we've anticipated this years ago by calling our name SandboxAQ, A for AI, Q for quantum, bringing all this together for really, really deep impact at scale.
So Jack, Sandbox has had a lot of success engaging with large customers. Can you tell us what is the key to attracting such a wonderful customer base?
It's a great question. The heart and success of any company is its people and its customers. It's great to have the team that we have, and that's been one of the things that has attracted such a wonderful customer base. Our customers meet our team, love to interact with them, folks like yourself and many of our scientists, our engineers, our solution architects, and that's been a big attraction of the customer as they see how bright the team is, how engaged, how passionate, how committed. The goal of our company, the mission of our company is deep impact at scale. And our customers know that. They know that we're there for them. They know that we really want to impact their product, their company, and their bottom line. And then beyond our team itself, the product really is very differentiated. When these customers, let's say they're a pharma company, or they're a material science company, or an energy company, an energy giant, when they go out to the market and look at different possible solutions, what they're finding, of course, are large language models. And again, many good applications of language models. They can use that to deliver better customer service at lower cost. They can deliver better marketing materials and marketing campaigns at lower cost, more efficiently. Lots of great ways for productivity and also to cut costs with large language models. And every company should be doing that immediately. It's table stakes today. When it really comes to the product development, though, the core engine of any company, if you're an automaker, wonderful to cut costs with customer service, LLMs, but fundamentally, you've got to make a car. And right now, it takes about 5 years to make a car, billions of dollars that goes into design and fabrication, and that needs to come down. Most car companies would like to go from 5 years to 2 years. When it comes to pharma, right now, it takes on average 8 to 10 years to get a molecule just into the preclinical phase where it's ready to go into the first phase of clinical trial, let alone the 5 to 7 years of clinical trials and the 85% failure rate in those trials. And so fundamentally, biopharma is looking for new solutions that can really impact not only the time and cost of getting into a trial and success in that trial, but also searching a bigger biochemical space so they can really get to the optimal solution well before the first human has interaction with that treatment. When it comes to financial service companies, and we think about both the protection of their data, but also the portfolio optimization they have to do, the risk management. The world is going through many gyrations up and down again. And this is a time when traditional tools don't work that well. And so customers have really sought out SandboxAQ because we have something very different. We are not just offering a large language model trained on the data that everyone has already. Companies can now, they have many, many choices for that. They can do that themselves. We don't dabble in that area. When a customer thinks about what are the core pieces of software that will drive my business, that will actually get me to a product faster, that will actually deliver more success for their customers so they can generate more revenue and EBITDA, that's where SandboxAQ really shines. Our business model also differentiates us. Not only do we have an advanced technology that is differentiated from everything else out there, but our business model as well is also a differentiator and an attractor for our customers. Why is that the case? Because we're not a drug company. Many people who think about software for drug development are themselves biopharma companies, and then they go down that road and they develop drugs, and that's fine. We are not doing that. We're here as a partner on the same side of the table as the biopharma company. We work with them, not competitive with them, to develop our own drugs. The same with materials, the same in financial services. We're here as a platform provider, providing the core tools that they can get their job done better and faster, searching a much bigger space of solutions to deliver to their customers. So both on the technology edge, Hidary, in terms of the LQMs that we are the pace setter in worldwide, as well as the business model being aligned with the customer, not being another version of the customer, that combination really has been critical. And now that we have even more capital at our disposal, now that we have these core partners with us, providing even more advanced compute, we can accelerate our go-to-market. We can engage more deeply with our customers. We have more resources to offer them now. So I'm really looking forward to the next number of years.
So Jack, as we start to wrap up now, I just kind of want to take a step back and ask you, what does this moment with LQMs, this new computational paradigm, what does this mean for the world at large? Tell us about your vision for this.
Tatiana, you're absolutely correct. The move into LQMs is a fundamental new wave of AI. LLMs are wonderful and they can talk about disruption all day, but LQMs do the disruption. It's great to see the interaction, interplay between LLMs and LQMs. That's how we're going to solve some of the most important problems in the world. When we think about energy, we think about medicine, we think about logistics, we think about financial services, we think about cybersecurity, protecting people's data, making sure it's safe as we scale the economy. All these now are areas for LQMs, and it's fundamental that we push this forward. Having this new compute, having done this raise of over $450 million with great partners, both from our previous round and now this new round, it's great to see all these resources come together. It is time to move beyond just probability in LLMs to precision in LQMs. And this is the moment to do it. When we think about the major challenges of the world, this combination of LLMs and LQMs are needed right now. Example, Alzheimer's research. The industry, academia, 40 years of research, not much to show. In the past number of years, 2 phase 3 failures. Failures in the biggest, most expensive phase of clinical trials. That is not good. Clearly, we need new tool sets, new kinds of AI that make this all happen. When we think about cancer, a lot of good progress in breast cancer, some other cancers, but still brain cancer, pancreatic cancer, many, many challenges to go. When we think about heart disease is the number 1 killer in most countries in the world. Yes, we have statins. Yes, we have blood pressure medication, but it still really has not stemmed the tide in terms of the mortality rate of cardiac disease. And we need to address that. When we think about the other challenges in the world of transportation, of the electric grid, of materials, batteries, all these areas, these are areas that we have to focus on right now. And then, of course, keeping everything secure. Our banking system needs security. Our governments need security. When you think about the hacking that's taking place, AI and quantum, super positive things, but also the dream tools of hackers. And so we have to really make sure that we are ramping up cybersecurity with new tools from SandboxAQ and from others around the world to secure this data, secure our personal data, and make sure that is safe. So to conclude, I think it's a really exciting time. This is a moment we've all been working very hard for. It's wonderful to have more resources, wonderful to have these key partners join us now. It's great to have the compute, and most importantly, the talent. It all starts with the talent, folks like yourself, Tijane, our many other scientists, our engineers, and all the other people at our company in our core functions of finance and go-to-market and HR, people ops, and engagement to make sure we can bring these innovations to the world. So great to be with you here today, Tijane.
Thank you, Jack. It's clearly an exciting time for Sandbox and for the world. So I'm looking forward to what's ahead. And I thank you for taking time to chat today.
Take care.